comes through and there's Puerto Ricans in the house, they're gonna make sure he's good, make sure, yo, you got this, boom, boom, boom. And you kind of seen the mind state. When Chinese people came through, Chinese made sure that we was good. When the Jamaicans came through, they made sure they people was good. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of just saw, you saw that. And I kind of saw a discord when it came to that. Like the black people really didn't look out. You had to be a part of the gang or a part of that, right? I mean, that's what I saw. And I say, and that kind of like goes back to, I feel like that has direct links to how the people was, was basically brainwashed into, it's stripped and brainwashed, and all of these are remnants of that, right? I definitely 100% feel that, but at what time is the people gonna say, you know what? It's time to motherfucking, and it just takes individually, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know there's like a big fucking hill up, but at sometimes the people, like, you gotta understand, like, yo, that Chinese restaurant that's open right on fucking Gates and whatever the fuck, any Bobby from 146th Street can take that store and open up a store right there and have some shit right there. Oh, the Chinese people have some food, we gonna open up some cheaper food over here, boom, 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 and compete. But it's just not being done. You can't tell me that you can't open up a store right now in the Bronx in the same neighborhood and open some shit up. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm not saying that you can't. And when you say that, right, and it's the same conversation that I was having with Faith. I'm not saying that you can't. You gotta ask why you don't. So what are we saying? That every black person is dumb, every person is lazy, every person don't got
definitely
money?
Not.
Why? So why do you think it hasn't happened? Like you asking this question, you like, yo, every other race seems to do it. Just like there was a conversation, and I put it on my page that interviewer was talking to Martin Luther King, and he said, why is it, do you think, that every other race has seemed to come here and profit? What is it about the Negro? Is it just because he's black? That's what he said. He said, well, you got to think about it. When the Europeans were giving away land, they gave away land to poor white peasants. They gave it to anybody else. The blacks were left, when they were set free, they were left with nothing. They didn't give them anything. They said, you're free, no land to cultivate, nothing. Ultimately, they created the officers, the police were based just to rearrest black people after they set them for free and they throw them in jail and then utilize them to be slaves again. So they never, even when they ended slavery, they ended it with that. He said, so they were left with no land to cultivate, just free to roam the streets and just pillage, right? He said, so then the culture had been a stigma. I mean, the color had been a stigma. They say, hey, the color, black is ugly, black is dirty, black, everything that was attached to black was something that was negative. He said, so it's good to say that blacks need to pull themselves out by our own bootstraps. It's easy to say that, but it's a cruel joke to say that from a man that doesn't have boots. And I believe that we should work all together. But to not acknowledge that everyone else has had a 400-year head start and say, catch up, it don't matter. If you cut my leg off, right, and then my leg is starting to heal, right, and I'm like, fuck that, and I give me a prosthetic, and you've been running and you got 100 medals, and say, yo, y'all niggas need to be doing something, and not acknowledge that you cut my fucking leg off, and I'm still running regardless of one leg, and expect me to run as fast as you do, or as fast as everybody else with the same leg. It's not. It doesn't even make sense. It's insanity. So what I'm trying to explain to you is, I think I'm of the generation. I think we're of the generation where now people are starting to identify. When you look at our black leaders, when you look at hip hop culture, when you listen to what you see the Rock Nation brunches, when you hear Diddy, when you see Meek Mills, and they like, we got to do black empowerment, they starting to realize it. But it wasn't something that was understood before. It was not something that was practiced because we didn't even identify. We had to start seeing our history. We had to see the Nat Turner story. We had to see homicide. You had to see all this shit to even identify with your history. These are the first times that we because we went to school and we wasn't taught our history. When you was in China, they taught you with the Chinese history, and your ancestors, even if you wasn't born there, brought it over here and taught it to you. We didn't know that. We just
but look, but it should. I understand what you're saying. Like, yes, like and people say it all the time. I'm like, yo, what y'all went through is, nobody can really say, damn, you could do this or you should do that. You don't know what it's like to be of that, like, to have that mind state being passed over from one generation to the next, right? But there has to be a time when, and I think right now, right now is a perfect time to sit down and really like hold the people that have platforms responsible for for doing that, right? And bringing back the community. I think there's ample opportunity for y'all to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just not being done. You know what I'm saying? I feel like with all the rappers out there should be more of a push to like, yo, listen, we got to come back to the community. We have to bring that back over here. We have to bring that back over here. I feel like
the thing is, let me tell you where the problem comes with that. Community and unity is so much lost inside of the people who want to unify and identify with the culture and identify with the need for blacks to own their own shit and create their own thing. They're not in the power to do it. The people in the power to do it, right? They have been individualized and been, leaders for so long on their own. The concept of us coming together sounds dope. It sounds dope, but we've lost the unity. We've lost the shit of us.
Bro, but there has to be a point in time where the people has to be like, yo, that's it, enough.
I say this all the time. If Oprah, Jordan, Puff, Jay-Z, Tyler Perry, all these people said at one time and said, look, we're going to create our own. We're going to create our own currency. We're going to create our own fucking time. We're going to build this shit from scratch. We're going to move. And we're not moving into nobody else. We're going to move into our shit. We're going to bring our people in there and we're going to build our own shit. This is easy to do. You got billions of dollars. You got billions of dollars. This and that. We all got billions of dollars. We all got things. We all dictate the culture of the fucking world. If we sat down and decided that we was building our own shit just for us, then we could do that. That's not something that they're going to do. It's not me and you can have this conversation like I told you. Me and you can sit there and say what we need to do. But I don't have $1 billion to go. I got a couple of dollars where I can tell people, look, we need to invest in this thing. So what I'm talking about is the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam is the closest that we've come to that ideology of blacks growing for the blacks. Outside of the Nation of Islam, and the thing that separates, that turns more people off from them that don't do it is because they don't want to be Muslim. They don't identify as Muslim. Like, I was born Christian. I don't with that Muslim shit. So, and that in itself, the religion separates. We've always separated by something. There's something that's going to stop all of us from unifying under something all the time. It always stops us. People can look at the NOI and say, damn, these niggas built their own. They took the people from nowhere. They built them up. They created a whole family of people that look just like us. And there are people that say, I don't want to do that because I don't believe that Allah is God. I don't believe that this. I want to go to the Christian. I want to do this. So that's the closest picture we have to people that actually have done it. Is the Nation of Islam. Other than that, there is no institution inside of America or inside the world that I've seen where we've unified on that level. There's none. That's the closest thing to Wakanda we got here.
I feel you. So all right. So when you first saw what was going on with the Africans in China, right? You said that you was hurt.
Yeah.
Right. Did you and what after that? Like, what did you walk away with?
what I was hurt was, and what I walked away with, and I said to myself, like you said, why? If we had power to unify, the only power that we have, right, and we won't utilize it because, unfortunately, this is not the first time that we've seen that type of racism invoked. We looked at the store, I think it was in Chicago or Detroit, I think it was Detroit, where the Asian beat the girl and they took the little girl out, said she stole something, and started hitting the mother. And he punched the mother in the face, and they went back there the next day because he lowered the sale on bundles. And there was a line with black people outside saying, "Mind your fucking business," as the black people was like, "You can't, don't shop here because they disrespected our system." We don't have, it's not a mind state. If that same thing happened to an Asian in their community, the Asians ain't going to the store. They're going to boycott. If you happen to the Jews, they all come out. The Jews is one of them people. Listen to me. Being a civil rights activist on the front line, when I'm out there fighting for blacks that got killed, it's more white people that's out there than it's black people at these marches and protests. That doesn't make sense to me. We don't identify. We don't see that as my brother, my sister. We just don't. It's just a reality. We don't have that mindset. So when you say why it don't happen, to you it's hard to fathom because you grew up in a culture of unity. You know that y'all was all on one accord. Regardless of what, even when y'all fought amongst each other, like in my only place that happens is in my house. In my household, me and my brothers can be fighting, my sister be fighting, we go outside, you say something to her, nigga, we ain't fighting no more. We on your ass. That's what we was taught. But we wasn't taught that about every other black person in the community. Because the black person was taught, we taught that we are own ops. You understand what I'm saying? It's just the reality. We don't beef with each other because we want to hold them accountable for some shit. We're beefing with them because we either mad that they got more than us, or we feel like we got more than them, so we can impose our will upon. The unity in our community is fucked up. The mind state is fucked up. People feel like they got to do something. They got to do something to hurt you or discredit you in order to stay up. When Fred the Godson died, right? Fred was always one of the nicest rappers in the Bronx. Niggas knew that. It's niggas that could have put Fred on here. They just didn't do it.
That's a fact.
They just didn't do it. It's a bunch of black niggas that got money that said, R.I.P. He was great. But you niggas didn't put him in a position to be successful. You just didn't do it. They won't do it. And it's because they see you as some level of competition, or we've been individualized so long that we can quietly admire and quietly want to see you successful, quietly say, damn, I wish we could do this. But the actual act is not being taken. It's just not happening because we are divided. And if people don't identify with that or don't believe it, then cool. But I'm telling you, of the whole black race.
Look, I'm gonna say, you said that you compared it to Fred the Godson. Fred the Godson was great rapper. You know what I'm saying? Really great rapper. He was just nice with the bars, super dope. He was one of the, he could go with the best of them, right? But Fred the Godson didn't have the other piece. You know what I'm saying? Like,
to say that.
What other piece though? Hold on, let him finish.
I just want to say one thing. To say that, right? But then have all of these celebrities that's in position to say how great he was after he did.
It was great.
But you can't say he didn't have all. You can't call somebody great, right? And then say they don't have all the pieces. Either he was all right, or I liked him. He was a good dude. He was great at what he did. He was great at what he did. Fred the Godson was great at what he did. You know what I'm saying? But there was just other pieces, like meaning what I'm saying. He had the ample opportunity to get to be bigger than he had all the opportunity. So
you know
why do you think he didn't do it?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, right? But what I'm saying is he had the opportunity. So we all get the opportunity, and it's what we do with the opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
But But listen to me. You want me to tell you what?
I feel like that.
I can't agree with that.
I feel like right
just
now,
want to say he
all of
wasn't
us
marketable like Big.
opportunity. We might have different opportunities. You might have more opportunity than me. I might have more opportunity, but we all have some type of opportunity, and it's really about what you do with that.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this. It's the same thing, right? It's the same concept that you said about when they go to the jail, right? Right? When they go to the jail, they make sure that you're in a position to win. You come to jail, they say, yo, you need some slippers, you do this. Right? Cool. That same concept, if that same concept existed in our culture, then I came home from jail, right? Before I went to jail, I was one of the premier rappers on the come up. Right? And people had a buzz, everything, boom, boom. Niggas could have just said, yo, we gonna sign a nigga, right? And even if he whack, which he ain't, we just gonna make sure that him and his family is good. I don't give a fuck whether he's nice or not. You understand? I don't give a fuck whether he's nice or not. This is a nigga that deserved a shot. We're gonna give him a shot, we're gonna give him $1 million, and we're gonna let him do his thing. We just gonna see what happens. I use the example of Fat Joe and Pistol Pete. Right? Pistol Pete don't rap. Don't do nothing. His man came home from jail, a Hispanic, and he said, I'm gonna put my man in a position to be all right. I don't give a fuck whether he's good or not.
It's good.
Do you understand what I'm saying? The mind state, we don't have that mind state.
No, yeah, but we just don't have it. But if you look at every other rapper, if you look at
any other nationality, they don't do that. They don't do that.
Did it for Bleak, Jay-Z did it for Tata. I mean, like, you know, everybody has that though. Like, you know, you have enough.
No, but Jay-Z, you talking about niggas that they all came in. Yeah, they did it. They did it for certain people. We don't do that though. It's very rare. It's very rare that happens in our culture. Niggas will sit there and hug you and tell you, yo, you're the nicest nigga, I love you. But won't do nothing to help you. They won't make a phone call.
But how does this change? Like, at what point?
I don't know how it changes. It only changes. Only way I can see it changing is when somebody who understands what it's going to take gets in position to do it for somebody and continue to do it. Because I understand that you got to open the door and you got to keep pulling people in. You just got to keep on. And the thing is, until we start pulling people in, that's based on the fact that, yo, I don't give a fuck whether you can do this or not. I'm gonna put you in a position because I want to see you eat. That's what happens with other communities. Niggas say, oh, this a white dude. He got less qualifications than you. He ain't got the work ethic you got. He ain't got nothing. But I know him and he's white, so I'm gonna give him an opportunity. Because I got to make sure my brother eat. I see it as my brother, not nothing against you. I don't have a problem against you, just like the Asians. If four black people come to get a job and it's one Asian, they're hiring an Asian. And it's not, I don't have a problem against you, but I'm just going to make sure that my people win. That's just how they think. We don't think like that. We just don't think like that. We want to do what the best thing is for and what's the right thing. Everybody else is doing the best thing to preserve their culture and preserve their unity and make sure that this shit continue to flourish. Black people don't do that. Just don't do it.
I mean, I feel like, yo, like I said, bro, I feel like, yo, everybody, there is opportunity. I'm not gonna say we don't get to keep it.
Snoop Dogg was in here.
Huh?
I said Snoop Dogg was in here.
Yeah, word. Shout out to Snoop.
Yeah,
bro, so I feel like, alright, so I don't want to sit here and be critiquing of, like, you know, what the people should do, whatever, but I really want to just kind of, I really want to see, like, yo, what is the issue? Like, what is the issue with black people and Asian people at this particular
It ain't even no
time?
issue. It's in China.
I think for me, I think the whole African situation is an issue, and you know, and I think as black people, how we is the only way that we get any level of recourse is to say we can't. We're not gonna be violent because we can't win in any violence. We can't. Like some people you might catch one or two situations in the hood, but it ain't too many people in the hood that's Asian.
That got nothing to do with us. Like, you know what I'm
It
saying?
don't.
Like,
it don't.
If you see me me walking down the street, I'm Chinese, but I've never been to China. I don't know anything happening over there.
But you know that now, though. But when you was 15 and 16 and you was in the streets, the mind state was different. It was just going along with, oh, fuck that, we're gonna do this. Just like we used to run around the streets when we was young, we called pick a Vic. And we see a nigga walk, he did nothing to us, but this was what we was into. So this was ignorance. So when ignorance is being administered by somebody that's ignorant, it's just gonna be ignorant. You try to put a logic and some sense of understanding to somebody that is still living in ignorance. Ain't no intelligent individual like me and you gonna beef with each other over what's going on in China. We're gonna have conversations like this and try to figure out how do we bridge that gap? How do we make sure this is unified here? And we speak up and we say, yo, that shit ain't right and it's not right, and we're gonna figure that out. But if me and you was 16 and 17 and the same situation was happening, we was in the street and you was with your mans and I was with my mans, it might have been a beef. Because we're like, fuck that, we're gonna pop off. Because we was dealing with ignorance. We haven't reached self-mastery and understanding.
Nah, definitely. And this is why I feel like it's so important for us to have these conversations, right? And this is why, right? Because we have to understand, and honestly, I feel like this. I 100% feel like this. There is racism amongst all the people, right? And we need to have more dialogue. We need to understand each other more, and we need to just get along better. But we have to also understand that there are other agendas going on, right? And I feel like sometimes if too many things are happening in one spot, I'm gonna, if there's too many coincidences happening in one spot, I'm gonna question, why? You know what I'm saying? So now it feels like, there's all of these things going on, and what happened in China is crazy, horrendous to see. Like you said, when I saw it, I was hurt because I was just like, damn, that's what they doing over there. You know what I'm saying? This is a place where I plan on going. That's the type of shit they own over there. You know what I'm saying? But then
know that though.
But then I spoke to a couple. Do you have any other sources that tell you anything that's happening over there other than the 3 video clips that we saw?
I had 2 other people that called me that was explaining to me the situation that happened over there. Somebody I wanted to speak to who was a close friend of mine that I didn't get to speak to yet is Stephon Marbury, and just get his perspective on what's going on. But I don't have any Africans other than the 2 people that called me and was like, this is really what's going on. And there's a couple people that I DM back and forth that live over there, and they would say, yeah, it's really crazy what's going on over here, And
it's confirmed. It's confirmed at this point.
Are they saying that, it's like they kicking us out and they violate, and it's like that?
They're saying that there is definitely discrimination, that Africans are being discriminated against. When they go to certain places, they're not allowing them in places, that they're asking them to take tests or to be quarantined when they have there's no mandate or anything, that they're not asking anybody else to do certain things. That there's definitely prejudice, and it's come down from people are spreading the rumor that hundreds of thousands of African people still inside of China who have the coronavirus, and they're spreading the coronavirus. That was something that they said came out in the paper that was wrongly printed, and it spreaded this falsehood about them throughout China. So they're dealing with that,
So definitely, because I really don't. You gotta understand. I feel like, with that type, anything with China, I don't like talking about. You know why? Because I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I can't judge my whole basis of what's going on off of 1 or 2 video clips. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to speak to Africans out there and see if the people, what is going on, what's going on. And the African people, I spoke to 5 different African people, right? But just not in that province. That China is super big. You know what I'm saying? So that province was actually the province that my family is from, Guangzhou, right? And that's the southern part of China. You know what I'm saying? Damn, it's going crazy in the outside. But that's the southern part of China. So what happened is they're saying that happened in the Guangzhou province. And the person I spoke to, he was an African person from Wuhan. He was in Wuhan, China, when he was going live with me. And he told me that he actually never experienced racism with China. He'd been there for 10 years, and he never had that, he never felt anything like that. And I spoke to other Africans that told me the same thing. I actually never met one black person that lived in China that told me that they, like, yo, you can't live over here. Nobody told me anything like that. That all the
Simon Yu, it's a YouTuber.
What I'm saying is,
he right there right now. YouTuber
I can't make a whole judgment off of 5 people either. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would have to do research, and I would want to see,
Well, I don't think when we say 5 people, you don't think, for a prime minister of Africa, for a lady to speak up and say that she's getting calls and she's hearing what's going on with the Africans in their country, when they're having press conferences and the government officials are speaking about it. It ain't something that 1 or 2 people are happening. You ain't gonna just get the whole government to talk about something that's happening with 1 or 2 people. You understand what I'm saying? There has to be real levels of truth to that for government officials to speak on behalf of them. You know what I'm saying?
They definitely put the ban. They definitely did that. Like, they definitely did the ban. But I'm not saying that is fake. I believe that's what's going on. But what I'm saying, I'm just talking about the whole, like.
But how could you people over there?
He thought he talking to a dummy.
That's the government, though. Like, if the government.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. I hear what you're saying. It's like, the thing is this: the difference between the Chinese government and the American government, right? Is too many cultures in America, right? So most people, if the American government is white people. So if the Chinese if the Americans implemented that against China, then Chinese would be like, fuck the white people. You know what I'm saying? Or fuck Americans. And then however it is, but they would say it because they would feel hurt. You know what I'm saying? So you just to discriminate against one ethnicity of people, one culture of people, like just say, yo, the Africans can't come here. Like, there's no real understanding that you can give. It's nothing. It's just like when I watch certain videos and they beat people up and they be like, well, what happened before that? It don't matter what happened. The shit that I see right there, there's nothing that you could justify a police punching a 14-year-old that's on the ground just because he don't want to let you cuff him. You punch him in the face. And they be like, oh, well, what happened before? Nothing. What you seen? What happened? There's nothing. Just like it's nothing to justify a whole country saying that the Africans are bad. It don't make sense. It's nothing but racism. And the racism part of it, like I said before, is that the fact that you are able to impose something on us that completely takes away our livelihood, the way we live. You can impose your bias against us, can completely change the trajectory of our life. That's what racism is, in my regard. Everybody else got their different thing. Let's try. If that's not what y'all call racism, let's try to figure out what that's. Let's try to name that. Because that's what black people are mad at. We ain't mad that you don't like us because we are different color and we speak in different languages. We ain't mad at that. We mad that the fact that you don't like us can completely impact the way we live our lives. That's what we mad at. So if people say that's not racism and I'm trying to change it, then let's figure out what that's called, because that's what we mad at as black people. We're not mad at the fact, because everybody don't like somebody that's from somewhere, they've been taught something different. That's human nature that's not human nature. That's just American culture, because the discrimination has been embedded in American culture. But when you put babies together that don't look alike from the beginning, they don't have that issue. So we've been embedded in that. So I've learned how to deal with the fact that people don't like me for this and that. But when you're not liking me can impact on the way I live my life, that's a problem. So let's figure out what that. And people keep saying that that's not racism. Let's figure out what that is. And that's the shit that we as black people are at.
And I mean, I don't know, bro. I just feel like I definitely feel like I could out here, right?
The wheels turn.
It's easier to start a business in like a black neighborhood. It's cheaper. It's easier to get to start an establishment over there, right? So I feel like, yeah, people come from different places and they want to go to where they can provide a service to create a living for their family and for their, to start their family out here and also bring money, send money back home so they can bring more family over here and start a life of like, free, like,
It's like you want her to,
American
you know what I
life,
mean, be
right?
like cool.
So, and then they come to these neighborhoods. They come to Brooklyn. They come to Bronx. They come to, wherever. You know what I'm saying? Wherever there's like, cheap places to open up and where they can serve Chinese food or whatever, anything else, they open up. But it's not only Chinese people that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's all, you got all types of people in there. You know what I mean? So if this community is allowing people to come in and open in these spots, everybody is going to come. Everybody's going to come from these different places, offer different things, and start it, and boom, and do it. So I feel like, but the problem I see with the Asians, with the Chinese restaurants, is that people that own the stores interact with the people. You know what I'm saying? They have like a bond with the people, and they'll treat the people like good, like with respect. You know what I'm saying? But then you got a lot of Chinese people that come to the neighborhoods and they'll just serve food, and at the end of the day they'll close up the shop and there's nothing to talk about. They won't ever say anything to you. If you short $5 or $4 after 10 years of going over there, they're gonna say no because you ain't got $4 to pay after you know what I'm saying? Like, but that air of right there, that's the issue, right? That's a big issue because they're just looking at the people as as just the people are feeling like, damn, you don't respect me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just here to get money off of me, and you don't look at me like I'm even a person. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like that's hurtful. You know what I'm saying? That's painful to feel like, damn, the same people that, but I want everybody to try to understand other people in other shoes, right? But I need, like, and I feel like that's the main point right there. Like, the Asian people have to show more respect to the people, but I feel like it starts with conversations. You know what I'm saying? It starts with like, with conversation. And I feel like if these people are not respecting the community, they should leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna come into our community with respectfully, non-violently, but if you're gonna come to our community and we're gonna give you the business, right, and you don't respect us, then the people as a whole of that community should say, hey, we're not jacking these people, right, and not go to this place. You know what I'm saying?
Well, right,
and then
that
that goes
shit.
back to what you're about to say.
The fuck?
But I feel like it can be done though.
But we always say it can be done, and that's the problem for me. Is like we always say it can be done, and it can. But when you see constantly, just like Gucci, we couldn't say, you know what, I'm just not gonna wear Gucci for about 6 months.
But you could do that in your neighborhood, Mike. What do you mean? You could do that in your neighborhood.
But what I'm trying to tell you is, like I explained to you, the fact that I don't like in my neighborhood, and I say, yo, but that's one of the goals. My goal is to buy back my neighborhood.
But this is what I'm saying. You don't need the American army to do this shit. You can do that for your community. Like,
no, but that's one of my goals. And I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. And that is really one of my goals. My goal within the next 2 years.
That's everybody though. That's all of us. That's all of us. Like all of us have.
But the thing, I hear what you said. Let me finish. Is that doesn't exist for black people nowhere. See, you have a goal that already exists and people see it. See, what happens with me, it's like I'm recreating the wheel. Because people haven't seen that. Until we heard of Black Wall Street, we didn't even know that shit existed. When you see a whole Black Wall Street, people had their own businesses, own everything, all acres, that was some shit that was foreign to us. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not the secret to that hasn't been passed down. The dude who owns the Chinese restaurant, right? His son probably gonna own another Chinese restaurant, right? Because the secret to his past now, you grow up, like we grew up selling drugs. All they taught us how to do was sell drugs. Nobody taught us how to own the community. None of us had store owner pops that bought 3 or 4 storefronts and taught somebody else how to do it, and we kept on doing it. It's not the family business. See,
Yeah,
so I
he
hear what
can't
you
cry
say. You say
about
we
that
all
shit,
got
bro.
that ideology, but you've seen it. You've been to Chinatown and say, yo, we got a whole town of just people that look like us here. This is our shit. We don't see that. We don't. It's not. It's an idea in our head, but there's nothing to visualize. Like they say, you got to see it to be it. If my father would have been a doctor, you know why? Because that I was the first person they seen some level of success. My little brother raps, my son raps. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, we do something in entertainment. Everybody does it because they follow the trajectory of what it is that they saw done, and that's just human nature. You understand what I'm saying? Like the Kardashians is gonna pass down the Kardashian name, and all of them gonna keep opening stores, and then the next person's a model. Like you see, it follows. It follows suit. It continues to follow suit, and you create success because people have seen success. So until we start seeing that, it's hard to do it.
This is how I feel, right? I feel like yes, I do feel like the black people in America has gone through tremendous pain, tremendous generational pain that lasted through, even that affects them, that affects the people to this day, right? I 100% see that. I 100% agree with that. What I also see is that right now, to this day, right now, all the rappers that we have right now, all the black rappers that we have, all the black everything, any successful black person right now, everybody has the opportunity to go back in their neighborhoods and put a store up. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right here, we're gonna open up a deli. You know what I mean? But instead of it being a Middle Eastern red, it'd be black people running this deli. You know what I'm saying? That's not hard to do, Mike. You could do that right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What I'm trying to say is this, right? And I hear what you're saying.
But that's something that you don't. I
won't deny what you're saying because like we had this conversation. That's one of my goals. I really want to buy this whole strip in the Bronx, in the hybrid section. I want to buy the whole strip to where our people own it. People who live here, who've been born and raised here, own stores here, and able to pass them on for generations to their family. That's one of my goals.
But that should be that should be an agenda that's pushed to teach everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? To all of the people that's coming up. Like, like if you got money, you know what I mean? Put some money, put it back in your neighborhood. That way you have a store there. And then there's other stores for people to go to. But if you go to a neighborhood and the only 2 stores that's open is a Chinese restaurant and a deli that's ran by Middle Eastern people, that's it. But if you open up a black deli that's, you know what I'm saying, black owned, and that's open along the same hours, it's gonna get the same, you know what I'm saying? So at least in the neighborhoods, it's more like that. I feel like everybody could do that, could contribute to that.
But I hear what you're saying, but I just broke it down to you though, China. It ain't something that we see done. It ain't too. Listen. Me just saying, look, it's like this, right? Me saying, yo, fuck, I'm going into open the will to do it. It ain't my passion, right? Because most people move off their passion or what they know how to do. So the Puerto Rican guy who owned the store in the corner, right? Even though he ain't from the neighborhood,
that's a cop out.
His father used to make him go work in the store every day. He didn't really want to. He wanted to do whatever, but he worked in the store. He was paying them. He gave his little $400 or $500. He started giving. Then he started running the store. The girls come in there. He was the man. He had the store. He got him a couple of girls. He said, "Yo, this is my shit. I know how to run this store. I know how to run this back and forth. I'm gonna open me 2 or 3." Boom, boom. His son comes. His brother's there. They open 2. All right, we're gonna open 2 or 3. So we know how to do this because the knowledge has been passed down to somebody else. That hasn't happened. It doesn't happen. Just like the reason why the Chinese people open a Chinese restaurant, the knowledge of how it's been done has been passed down to generation. If you could go there, they probably in China saying, look, we can go there easy, just open a Chinese restaurant. They go anywhere